Thank you everyone for being with us today. Yes, we are going to cover the number one biggest mistake that you are making that is costing your business millions. Doesn't that sound like an ominous title? So here's the deal. I'm going to reveal that mistake and a few more, but I'm also going to give you the solution. And quite honestly, this is the hottest trend in business right now, not just the hottest trend in real estate or the hottest trend in lending. This is the hottest trend in business right now. And I can't wait to share with you the solutions that we have. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes, but do me a favor. In the questions box, tell me your name, where you're from, and your profession. Tell me your name, where you're from, and your profession in the questions box. I do not see the chat window. So the place to communicate with me and my team is going to be through the questions box, which is on the right of your GoToWebinar screen. Click on questions and then put your information in there, your name, where you're from, and your profession. Thank you so much. We're going to be rocking and rolling in just a few seconds. Whoa, that was fast. You guys are super fast typers. And in fact, I have to scroll back up to even start this thing. And I've got 100 on my screen here. So Peggy Pierce is the first one in. She's a California real estate agent. We have Pam Lamb, who is from Annandale, Minnesota, and she is a realtor. Karen is a Denver, Colorado realtor. Karen Hermelink is her name. Evan from Phoenix is a real estate agent. Evan Richardson. Angela Albert from Woodstock, Georgia, here is a realtor. Bud and Kristen Gregg is from Phoenix. They're real estate rock stars, self-proclaimed rock stars. And Jen Doak says, hi, Michael. I'm a Fort Lauderdale realtor. Jen Doak, D-O-A-K. Masha Halpert. Talk about real estate rock stars. We have a legend. She's too young to be a legend. We have a residential broker from Durham, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Masha Halpern. And then Ryan is from Madison, Wisconsin. He's a realtor. Yolanda Columbus is a realtor in Dallas, Fort Worth. And we have Elizabeth Eugenio is a realtor from Southern California. Janet is a Phoenix, Arizona realtor. Her name's Janet Fisher. Scott Fickenshire is an independent mortgage broker in Scottsdale, Arizona. And we have Carlene Cherry, who is in Boston, Massachusetts. She is a real estate, that's Carlene, real estate broker. Jessica Russell is a realtor in Denton, Texas, and more and more and more. I'm sorry, I don't have a time to, I mean, it's just like I'm scrolling down. It's just like, whoa, just crazy. So I think the big thing here is we're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. I'm very, very excited about today's content and rolling out what I know is changing not only the businesses of a lot of agents and lenders, but also changing their lives. So we're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. Thanks for hanging on. For those of you that are new or just coming in, do me a favor, put your name, your location, and your profession in the questions box. We want to know who you are. We want to refer you, and we want to put you on our free referral database list. So we'll get started in just a minute. Go ahead and put that information in the questions box, and we're going to get started just in a second. I'm very excited about this session. We'll talk to you in a second. Welcome to the room, Samira Zamor from Phoenix, Arizona, and we got Philip Fries from Tampa, Patricia Wharton from Surprise. We've got Lori Saucier from Ohio and Florida, mortgage loan originator. That's interesting. Two good states. Michael Bruno is from Fairway Branch 166 in Birmingham, Alabama, a lender. We have a certified divorce financial planner in the house, Lisa Decker. Janet Chase is a realtor in Phoenix. We have Lisa Decker is in Atlanta, by the way. Christina Oziak is a realtor in San Valley, Arizona. Lynn Newton, talk about legends. We have some really, really solid powerhouses on this webinar. Corey Rose, OMG, realtor from Jacksonville, Florida. I love it. Angie Hayes is here, Woodstock, Georgia, Keller Williams realtor. And we've got Wendy Ellover, who is a loan officer at Academy Mortgage in Maryland. And she says, I love using your strategies and sharing your teachings. Did a thank you a latte party in February. Yay, Wendy, that's awesome. And Wendy, is your last name really E-Lover? Is it really E-L-O-V-E-R, like E-Lover? It's not Clover, right? Oh my gosh. Dude, how awesome of I wish my last name was Love sometimes. I played softball. I played professional softball for 12 years. I played with a guy named Jay Love. It's just like Jay Love. That was his real name. Is that like the greatest name ever? He totally should have been a realtor. You know what I mean? I mean, Jay Love. It's just like that is his dad's name was Pat Love, and his mom's name was, what was her name? It was one syllable as well. June Love, I think, was her name. So anyway, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Thank you for coming in. For those of you that are new and you're pouring in, I want you to know that we're putting our name, our profession, and our location in the questions box. So for those of you that are new, put your name, your profession, and your location in the questions box. Thank you, Susie Lieber. I appreciate you too. Love you. Love you a latte. Woohoo! All right. So we're going to get rock and rolling here. And there's still plenty of you that are pouring in. You're new to the room, but I want to be respectful. We had people on 15, 20 minutes early today. So, you know, they've been waiting 15 to 20 minutes to get started. So I want to be respectful to them. And one of the keys to being referable is being on time. So we are going to be on time. This is live. This is not Memorex. Of course, none of you remember Memorex. So this is live. I am here. There will be goof ups. There might be technology errors. I may say I may say like, I may get carried away with passion. But for those of you that know me, you know that's how I rock and roll, right? So I'm gonna get started. So here's the thing. Today we're talking about the single biggest mistake that is costing you and your business millions of dollars. I'm not talking about pennies and nickels here, right? I'm not talking about dimes and quarters. I am totally going to be talking about like big money in a short period of time, right? So what we're talking about today is part of our 2019 Army of Ambassadors tour. How do you build your Army of Ambassadors? And we truly believe that we have cracked the code to referrals. We have cracked the code to building an army of brand ambassadors who speak highly of you and refer you willingly. There are unpaid salespeople all over your city who are literally working for you and thinking about you and helping you and selling you and referring you right now, all through the city, right? What a great feeling of peace that is. So let's give them something to talk about, right? Let's give them something to talk about. All right. So for those of you that don't know my story, I will keep this very short. I am known as North America's most referred real estate professional, but honestly, our business was the most referred business and continues to be the most referred business in the world. We generate more referrals than any company in the world. And that's pretty special. That's a pretty, I love that, right? We are the world's foremost authority on business referrals. We have a company called Referco. We are referrals. And in I got into real estate. In my first year, I did 37 transactions, all by referral. My second year, I did 87 transactions, all by referral. And in my third year, solo by myself. Now, I have to give props to my wife, Sherry. She helped a ton. I did 187 transactions on my own, did 40.1 million in production, and did 1.35 million in gross, and did right at a million in net. So I made $1 million in my third year of real estate. And then I made $1 million in real estate and more, up to 2 million over the next 10 years per year. So here's the thing, right? How did we do that? Right? Now, what happened is everybody wanted to know how we do that. So I wrote a book. It's called 7L, the 7 Levels of Communication. It did very well, and it did so well that it pulled me out of the real estate agent world and put me into the trainer world. And now we train thousands of people every year on this system called the 7L system, which is predicated on building your business on love. You may want to write this down: love, generosity, and appreciation. We help business owners build businesses based on love, generosity, and appreciation. And if you want to be even more specific, we help business owners build event-based businesses based on love, generosity, and appreciation as their core values. So if you think love, generosity, and appreciation are core values for you, continue. You will be astounded. Here we go. All right. So quick word from our sponsors. Number one, this today is sponsored by Referrals Podcast. Check out referralspodcast.com. We will show you how to win the referral game. Referralspodcast.com. You can subscribe at iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Please rate and review at iTunes, and please share. You get amazing free downloads with every episode. Check out referralspodcast.com. The other thing is referralsmagazine.com. Referralsmagazine.com. Every single month, we pour time, energy, effort, and money into the foremost magazine on referrals in the world. This is a world-class magazine. You set it next to Forbes or Success or any of the other magazines. Even Oprah would be proud of Referrals Magazine. And the thing about Referrals Magazine is we are a little different. We are not in the sex sales environment when it comes to magazine, which most of them are today. What we are is we are a believer that we want to profile our readers. So our slogan at Referrals Magazine is subscribe today, cover tomorrow. And what that means is you subscribe, you read the magazine, you implement the strategy, you could be on the cover tomorrow. And it doesn't take a long time to get referrals. It doesn't take a long time to be on this magazine. I have a great example. Our magazine feature from last month, this month actually, is Neil Smith. Neil Smith has only really been active with 7L for 18 months. And he shared his story with us only a couple of months ago. And here he is, the cover of Referrals Magazine, and talking about operating a 100% referrals-based business with Neil Smith. So you can check that out at referralsmagazine.com. I'd love for you to see that. Now, the thing about this army of ambassadors is, you know, we're in a war. If you're in real estate or lending, you're in a war, right? I mean, on the mortgage side, more layoffs have happened in the last year than have happened in the last 5 years. Here's the other thing. On the real estate side, iBuyers are trying to take shares. Zillow might get into being a brokerage. We have all of these different constraints and pressures on commissions. And not only that, but here's the deal in real estate and lending. I love this about you guys. I love this about us, is second place pays nothing. This is not a horse race, people. Second place in show pays 0. First place pays 100%. We have to win the war in the minds of the consumer. So how do you win the war? How do you beat the top agent in your area? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's the thing though. too often in the last 100 years, we have talked about winning the war by shooting another, by taking down another, by defeating the competition, right? By putting down the competition, by controlling the conversation, by force, right? We corner them until they have no more objections, and then we close for the sale, right? With an iron fist. Well, guess what? You as a human being don't like doing that. And even the ones who did it didn't like doing it. But here's the thing. What if we could win the war, but also enjoy the battle? Instead of making it a grind, what about enjoy? Isn't that a great word? What if you were in joy every day in this business? What if you were in joy? Now, agents, sometimes dealing with other agents is just frustrating. You know what I mean? But guess what? You're doing transactions. So you're going to get the reward at the end of the day. But what if we could enjoy prospecting? What if we could enjoy getting business? What if we could win the war and yet also enjoy the battle? And today I want to talk about how to enjoy the battle. Many of you have learned how to enjoy the battle from 7L. And we have been number one for over 8 straight years on Amazon in the real estate sales category, right? You can check it out at the book on referrals.com. Number one, 8 straight years. The previous number one was there for 30 days. We've been there for over 8 years. We're actually close to 8.5 years. Zillow said, you know what? What are books that agents should read? And they surveyed thousands of realtors, and number one was 7L. Number two was the Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents. So cool stuff, right? So here's the thing. I think while I'm on this webinar, I'm going to check my Facebook, and I'm going to check my email, and I'm going to take calls if I get them. I'm going to talk to my wife, talk to my kids. I'm going to pet my dog. I'm going to write on my whiteboard. I'm going to turn on the lights. I'm going to turn off the lights. I'm going to move around. I'm going to be totally distracted. How would you feel as an attendee of this webinar if I did all those things or any of those things? You would feel let down. Well, guess what? My dad told me 25 years ago, actually probably 30 years ago, wherever you are, be there 100%. So be here 100%. Shut down your other windows. Right now, you're at 92%. I have an audience view meter up on my screen, and I can tell who is paying attention, who is on this slide, writing this down, and who is not, right? So right now, I've got 92%. I'm really fond of 100%. So do me a favor, be here for the next 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Be here. So in the questions box, I want you to write the number 100. If you are going to be here 100% for the next 60 minutes, put one, I'm in. Wherever you are, I'm in 100%. Put one, oh crap, who was that first type? Who's the first type? Whoa. Masha Halpern. No way. Did you know? That's crazy. Did you know I was going there? Did you anticipate that? Or did you just type really fast, right? So all in, right? I'm in 100%. I'm in 100, 100%. All right. So let's rock and roll, right? So next, here's the other thing. There are 3 keys to being referable. You may want to write this down and put it on your wall. I had these 3 things on my wall forever. Number 1, be on time. Please note that we started on time. The lenders didn't notice because lenders are always on time. But the realtors totally noticed that we're on time. And 141 of you showed up after it started. 141 showed up at 2:01 or later. So here's the thing, right? So number 1, be on time. That doesn't mean be 30 minutes early. Sometimes that's just crazy awkward, right? My wife's dad, my father-in-law, is like 30 minutes, sometimes an hour early to stuff. Like, that's too early. Like it's annoying almost, right? But like 5 minutes early is pretty good. on time, sounds terrific. Number two, do what you say you're going to do, right? Follow through. Do what you say you're going to do. If you're going to tell me that you're going to call me, if you said you're going to be on this webinar for an hour, be on a webinar for an hour, right? Here's the other thing. Finish what you start. How many unfinished projects do you have? I'm gonna challenge you to something. Finish a project a month, right? Just one. Like if you need a buyer book or you need something, right? Finish what you start. Now, for those of you who do finish what you start, I'm going to give you a gift that's actually worth a lot more than that, but we had to put a value on it, and this is what we've sold it for. And that is $497 to give you at the end. Okay, for those who stay to the very end, I have a gift worth $497 to you. I love giving gifts, and I love people who finish what they start. So here we go. This is the 7 levels of communication. This is the communication pyramid. Many of you have this like printed out and up in your office. Those of you that don't should print this off and have it in your office because you just tried to close someone by email. You just tried to convince somebody of something by email, and they keep saying no. And in fact, they got irritated and they got mad at you. Why? Because you tried to email them or you tried to text them, and things get misconstrued. They get miscommunicated. They get confused over electronic communication. And it is easier to take a 5 to a 1 with the wrong email than it is to take a 5 on the relationship scale to a 6 with the right email. It's harder to fit the right email and take them from a 5 to a 6 than it is to take somebody from a 5 to a 1. Send them something they don't want, right? That'll take somebody to a 1 in a heartbeat. Now, what I really want to focus on are these top 5 levels. Actually, I'm going to tell you number 6 too. I'm not going to talk much about 7. So direct mail, electronic communication are in the informational zone. And we're going to talk about what's the best direct mail, what's the best electronic communication. We're also going to talk about what's the best thing you could write in a handwritten note. And then also at the top, you need to realize phone calls, events and seminars, and one-on-one meetings are where the rock stars live. This is called the influential zone. Your job this week and every week is to get 80% of your time in the influential zone. This means you are prospecting 80% of the time. Now, prospecting has a very negative connotation. Today, I'm going to totally change your perception of prospecting, right? So now, here's the thing about your clientele. Are you telling them that you appreciate them, or are you showing them you appreciate them? I'm gonna show you a way to show a way that you can appreciate them, right? And while doing this, I'm gonna do the following. I'm gonna share with you the best piece of direct mail, the best thing you could write in a handwritten note, the best thing you could email, the best video you could send. I'm gonna share with you the number 1 single best reason to contact your database. I'm gonna cover all of those in this one PowerPoint, right? So the perfect phone call, the single best piece of direct mail, the single best thing you can write in a handwritten note, the single best email, the single best video, the absolute best text message you can send, the single best thing you can mention at a one-on-one. The number 1 single best reason to contact your database is, and here's the thing, I'm not going to tell you this yet, right? So some of you know the answer because you followed me for the last 7-8 years. But I want you to know something is there's a trend that you need to know. And so 15 years ago, the only way I got referrals was by the phone, right? They would pick up the phone and say, hey, my sister needs to buy a home, right? And about 15 years ago, something changed, right? Is I started getting referrals in another way. And that other way was email, not only email, but 3-way email, right? So Scott would email me that his sister needs to buy, and he would copy his sister, right? So a 3-way email that somebody do an introduction to me and do an introduction to their referral, right, by email. And I love that. I have to tell you, that's still one of my favorite ways to get referrals. And then about 10 years ago, a new format for referring started, and I started getting text messages as well as the emails, right? Well, about 4 or 5 years ago, there has been another way of getting referrals that did not exist, 10, 15 years before that. And that is Facebook Messenger, right? So now I'm getting a lot of referrals through Facebook messaging, and sometimes even Facebook posts on my wall. Then I have to write them down and take it down, right? But here's the thing is that if you combine phone call, email, text message, and Facebook Messenger as formats for referrals, what I'm about to share with you gets 10 times as many referrals as those 4 ways combined. Combined, 10 times the amount of referrals this way versus those 4 ways. So here's the deal. The number one single best reason to ever contact your database is an invitation to an event. I get 10 times more referrals at events than I get through phone calls, emails, text messages, and Facebook combined. And I get a lot of referrals those other ways, but all of them pale in comparison to an invitation to an event. Ladies and gentlemen, the secret is events. The number one biggest mistake that you're making is you're not having an event, or you're not having as many events, or you're not running the mayor method to get referrals, right? I didn't invent the event, right? Events have been around before Jesus, right? They danced in the early tribes. They had events and parties forever. All I've done is crack the code on how do you get massive amount of referrals at FYI, I got 77 referrals at my last event. 77 referrals. Now, that's no joke. These are documented referrals. So here's the thing that you need to remember about referrals is that everybody wants to be invited. Now, there are people who will never attend your event. They will never go. But guess what? They all want to be invited. Now, let's say a friend of yours or somebody you knew had a party at their house, and you saw pictures on Facebook and you saw a great time and everything else, and it was just like all these friends of yours were at this party, and yet you didn't get invited. How do you feel? Right? You feel pretty crappy. You're like, why didn't I get invited? Here's the other thing, right? What if the person who had that party called you the week after and said, hey, we had a party last week and we missed you. We noticed did you not get the invitation? Right? And you're like, no, I didn't. Oh, you know what? I got to check your address. I got to check your email. And come to find out, they had the wrong physical address and wrong email address for you. And then they say, we're doing it again in a couple of weeks and you're invited. How do you feel? How do you feel? Right? Tell me, describe how you feel when you were invited versus when you weren't invited. How do you feel? What's the difference? Welcomed, validated, amazing, right? Special, important. Jen Doak, appreciated. Love that word. Patricia says loved. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, when you invite someone to your event, they go from outside the circle to inside the circle. And ladies and gentlemen, you may want to write this down. Referrals happen inside the circle. I just remember so many instances from my career where it's like I didn't go to Rockhurst High School and I didn't go to Rockhurst College. You know what I mean? And Rockhurst is a very tight knit community, right? You have to apply to go there. It's a private school. It's just this really like tight knit group. Well, I remember helping a person who went to Rockhurst College and they were blown away, right? I have helped them buy. I had a housewarming party for him. He came to an event of ours. He was blown away, and he ended up inviting me to these Rockhurst socials and these Rockhurst Get Business networking groups. Ladies and gentlemen, once I was inside that circle, my business exploded again, right? This is already after I'd done 187 transactions a year. We went right up to 255, right? So referrals happen inside the circle. Invite people inside the circle. If you want to also get inside other circles, invite people into your circle, right? Now, everybody talks about 7L and the Mayor method about being this event-based business, right? Being this event-based business. And it is an event-based business, right? That's what I do. I help people build event-based businesses based on love, generosity, and appreciation. That's what I do, right? How to maximize your referrals is through an event-based business. So here's the thing is it's not all about the event. Please write that. This is not on the screen. This is coming straight to you from the horse's mouth, if you will. And please don't say horse's rear's mouth, right? Or horse's ass mouth, right? Horse's behind mouth. So here's the thing, straight from me, is that the invite is the key. And the various methods of invitation is the key, right? So, but to do the invitation, you have to have a what? You have to have an event, right? So the event is this excuse to contact your database. So I'm going to talk about two of these. I'm going to talk about two plans for your event-based business. But I want you to really remember that this is about the invitation, the confirmation, and the follow-up as much as it is about the event. All right. So I'm going to describe two types of plans. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to give you two 52-week plans. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I always tend to over deliver. For some of you that may be too much, I get it. But also, there's people who have been on everything I've ever done, right? Every webinar, every time I speak, they're there. And guess what? Even you are going to get really nice little tidbits here today, right? So the yearly appreciation plan is called the All Yap. And here's the deal, right? We talked about the biggest mistake that's costing you millions. Well, here's the deal. The number one biggest mistake costing you millions is having zero events for your data. If you're having zero events, I guarantee you're getting less than 20 referrals a year. Here's what's really funny though. What if I could guarantee that you could double your referrals in one event, right? So the number two, but here's what's so funny is it's so funny is I do this in front of classes of 300, 500, and I go, hey, how many of you are having events, right? And it's like, or I say the number one biggest mistake is those who have zero event. Who's doing zero? It's okay, right? And they raise their hand. And then I see some of the heavy hitters, right? These people who are doing 100 transactions a year and think they're doing 1,000. You know what I mean, right? Their ego's writing 1,000, but they're making 100. So here's the thing. It's so funny. They're smugly shaking their head, and I go, well, here's the thing, right? Is the number two biggest mistake is having one event for their database, right? And I have to tell you, this is what was happening for years. I was part of the Star Power group for years, and everybody talked about the one appreciation event they did during the year, July, or they did it in November or December, and they had one event a year, right? But here's the problem, right? Do you invite people to your November event in March? And even if you do, is there any urgency or energy associated with it, right? The answer is no, right? So now here's the thing. If I'm telling you what's wrong, right, I should probably tell you what's right. Would you agree? And what we have discovered is that when it comes to your entire database, there is a magical number of events per year to have. Magical. I'm going to save you millions. Now, if you're not doing any events, I'm going to save you a bunch of money on how to have them, right? But if you've been doing a ton of events, I'm going to save you a ton of money because I'm going to narrow it down for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the magical number of events is 3. 3 events a year. And it looks like that. Isn't that awesome? It's a squiggly line. And doesn't that look quite like what success looks like? Now, the events are at the top of the peaks, right? So let's get those on there. But the system looks like invitation, invitation, and confirmation, event, and then follow up, and then invitation, invitation, and confirmation, then event, and then follow up, and then invite, invite, and confirmation, event, and then follow up. This, ladies and gentlemen, is magic. What I am putting on the screen for you is 40 years of implementation, research, reading over 10,000 business books. I read 4 or 5 books a week. I'm not saying that to brag. You know, I'm addicted. I just read a book yesterday called The Wealthy Gardener. Good book, solid book, right? But here's the thing, is that when you implement this plan, what happens is you have a ton of energy in your database. You also have a ton of momentum in your database. And the number one thing is your referrals are going to go through the roof. And if you look at the squiggly line, this is me. This is what I did to track the number of referrals I got, right? Implementing this plan. And you will notice that the number of referrals I got on the event month is far greater than any other month, right? Regardless of market. Now, I will tell you, March has some seasonal pull to it as well. But here's the thing, right? Is 3 events is the magic number. Do you have to do them in March, July, and November? The answer is no. We have many, 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 many people. Like in Arizona, they do a February event, right? Some of them do a January event. It's all good. Their July and August is just like smoking hot, you know? So guess what? They might do January, April, and then October and November. It's okay. The magic number though is 3. And if you can evenly space them, that is the best thing, right? And why 3 instead of 4? Why don't we do quarterly events? Here's the problem. When you do first of all, you're going to be busy, right? So what we've discovered is that you don't have to do the 4th event. The other thing that is so important, you might want to write, is the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. So you're going to get a lot of referrals by following up. But you know what? That's the biggest weakness of realtors, lenders, and those in the business today is follow-up. Too often they get the business and they're moving on to the next business. But guess what this plan forces you to do? It forces you to follow up, right? So what are some events that you've ever done? Or what are some events that makes sense for you? Some of you have questions already. I'm going to answer all of those questions in the next slides, right? All right, so Love You Latte, which is a coffee event, which we invented. I love that. Pie Party in November, I love that. I didn't invent the Pie Party, but I made it generate a lot of referrals. Game Changers Breakfast Reception, I love that. That's from Yolanda Columbus. Movie Day, movie night. Barbara Drake, I truly believe we have cracked the code on movies. I really do. We have so many people who have done Avengers movie days. I love it. We had one person have 650 people attend. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a little bit. Christmas party, carriage rides. I love that. Happy hour appetizers by Deanne Nilsson. Pi Day with Leslie Green. Small business owner, a meeting. I love that movie event. Perfect for July in Arizona because of the heat. That's right. They can go inside to watch the movie. Tequila shots contest. Kristen Gregg. I think a part of me loves you. I think a part of me hates you. You know what I mean right there? Jennifer Ramey is done. We've done a girls' night out. I love that, right? I love that. Fall festival, movie night, painting parties, breakfast with Santa. I love it. Divorce Town USA, professional networking events. I love that. That could be fun. Masha is doing a yappy hour, clients with their dogs. Yappy hour instead of come on. Too good. Kristen Gregg also does an ice cream truck. We got Karen Martin who does an Easter egg hunt. We have about 50 people who are doing Easter egg hunts coming up within our community. I love it. I love it. Great ideas, great stuff. We're going to keep going. Now, here's the deal. If I'm going to have a plan like this, you know this is genius, right? I mean, I'm not calling myself a genius. I'm just saying years of research added up to genius. I mean, this plan is the code for referrals for your entire database, right? Now, I mean, if we're going to have a 12-month plan, we ought to have a 52-week plan, right? What? 52 weeks broken out, calibrated week by week to maximize referrals in your database? That's right. This is the 52-week all YAP plan. And remember, all YAP means all database. So you will notice, and I'll zoom in. I know you can't read that very well. So now this is just a sample, right? But it looks similar throughout the entire year. But right here, you'll see where the spring event plan starts. You know, you're going to review the plan. You're going to do some setup. And then you're going to do sponsor calls, right? Find out some people who might want to sponsor your event. And then you're going to call your big dogs, right? Your best people in your database. You're going to email invitations out. The next week, you're going to email a video invitation. By the way, how long does it take to send out email invitations? 5 minutes. That's right. For that entire week, you're working 5 minutes on your entire database. What? Yeah. But the next week, you got to work 10, right? Because you got to send out an email video invitation. That's right. The next week, you're going to send out the same email invitation with a video from the owner of the company, right? From the team leader or from you, right? And then you're going to do call day. I love call day. Now, for some of you, this is call week. And that's what I did. I always implemented call week. But we found people who, you know, struggle to make 20 or 30 calls all week. But if they have a specified 2-hour call day or call night with a team or with a friend or with a sponsor or with a partner or with a charity, what happens is they get like 50 calls done in 2 hours, right? So, and it's very focused, it's very fun. You have wine, you have pizza, you have whatever, you have fun, right? Now, then you're going to do handwritten notes or power notes to your top 25, right? You really want them to be there. You really want your top 25 to be there. Then look at week 12. I love week 12. The notes are received. That's all you do that week, which means like 0 minutes. You know what I mean? Like now, here's the truth. I have to be full disclosure. For those of you that know me, know that I'm always like truly transparent. And here's the thing. That week, you're going to be taking a lot of RSVPs, right? People are going to be responding to the handwritten notes, and they're also going to be responding to the call day stuff. So it's really good to have like a week where you can just like take score, you know, who's RSVP'd, who hasn't, who do we need to confirm with? And then we're going to go and do another email invitation. And then the next week, we're going to do either RSVP calls or RSVP text, and we're going to do confirmations, right? Now, then we have a friendly reminder that whatever you're doing for your event, you need to order the giveaway, right? Or order whatever you're doing. And then week before the event, we talk about how to get more confirmations from the attendees. And then we have event week, and then you have your follow-up, right? Call the referral sources, which I'm going to talk in far more detail about, right? So any questions on the yearly plan, the yearly appreciation plan, or the 52-week plan, right? Any questions on that right now? I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Great stuff. Yeah, where do we get the plan? I'll talk about that at the end. Um, good. Can you repeat the same parties? Carmen, do you mean like throughout the year or yearly, like every year? Now, I'll just answer both questions, right? So during the year, I might switch it up. You know what I mean? Just to attract different people. Something that, some of you know Toral. She got 193 referrals last year. She did 200 and some transactions. She had an event that was for families, a barbecue, and she had or is having another adults only event that is a comedy night, right? How cool is that, right? So anyway, and then yearly, what I would do each year is I would do the same event. If you have a good turnout, if you have a good response, then I would do the same event every year, the same day of the year, right? And then Maria says, how can you leverage around local events happening? Well, one of the things that you can do, we have a lender who we took from 50 million to over 168 million in the last couple of years. And he has this barbecue and blues event that is in his area. So what we do is we have a piggyback event. So we have his event. I almost said our event. That's how involved I get. I have to watch that, right? So we have our event, or he has his event right before that event. And so he has all these people come to his event, and then they go right to that other event, right? I love it. Janet Fisher, you're talking about me, right? What do you do if you have a very small database, less than 50 people? That was me when I started, right? I started with, A, your events are going to be very inexpensive. B, you're going to be able to call everybody faster. And I have the answer for you, Janet, in the next several slides. All right. How do you invite people to partner up with you in order to I'm going to talk about that. We're going to go. All right. Lots of great questions. No stupid questions that time. Jesse's, yours was a little stupid. I'm just kidding. Jesse, your question was great. All right, here we go. Now, who do we invite? You're probably asking that question, right? Because a lot of you did, and that's why I didn't answer it. So who do we invite? Well, here's the thing. All means all, doesn't it? I know I'm like yelling into the mic here. I'm probably blowing your eardrums out. All means all. So here, who we would invite? You may want to write this down. You do not get these slides. I'm just telling you that. You're not going to get these slides, okay? Now, the top people, you're going to invite your top 5 or your top, Masha probably has 150 top people in her database, right? No more than that, right? You shouldn't have more than 150 top people, right? Now, current and past clients. That would make sense that you would invite current and past clients. But here's the thing I'm also going to tell everybody. Write this down. Do not call your event a client appreciation event. Do not call your event a client appreciation event. You leave the word client out of it, right? Call it an ice cream social. Call it a barbecue something. Call it the Great Pie Day giveaway, right? Do not call it a client appreciation event. All right, got it? All right. Networking partners and affiliates. These are people, professionals, business owners in the area. Please invite business owners from the area. Write that down. You're not doing that. I guarantee it. Facebook friends. Hey, why not, right? Out of town agents. Here's one that you probably didn't think about. You're part of these referral groups on Facebook and so on and so forth. Go out there and put an invitation in the referral groups and say, hey, listen, I don't know if you're in my area. I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you're in the area or close by, come over, visit. We're having a great event. Everyone you've ever met, right? So write down that web address, 7lbook.com/ultimate memory jogger. And I guarantee that that memory jogger will trigger the memory of somebody you need to get back in touch with. Some influencer, some connector, some great friend of yours, and you're due to reach out to them. And this is the trigger. This is the tap on your shoulder, right? You've heard of God's taps, right? So this is it. All right. Every internet lead you've ever gotten. So you look back and you got 1,000 internet leads. You're going to email an invitation to all internet leads and invite them to your event, right? Will they come? You don't know. What's the key? The key isn't the attendance. The key is the invitation. Write that down. The key is not the attendance. You have 3 people, you win. You're good. It's okay. The key is the invitation. The key is the invitation. So we're going now, are you going to get internet leads who say, "Hey, I've already bought"? Yes, you are. Isn't that great to know? Right? You can stop worrying about them. You can stop sending them market reports or market updates. Dear God. What you can do instead is say, "Hey, you're still invited. We'd love to have you." Right? Now, are you going to get people who respond and say, "Hey, I can't make your event, but I'm still looking for a house"? Okay, yes, you could, which leads to more follow-up and you getting a new client. Here's the other thing. Will you have internet leads who attend your event? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is yes. And we just implemented this last fall, and one of my clients invited about 1,000 internet leads, and 65 showed up. 65 internet leads. And not only that, one of them was the CFO at a Fortune 1000 company, and she is using their services. She is buying a home through them. Okay, I guess that invitation paid for itself. That's a way to pay for an event. Now, for those of you with the smaller databases, I have an optional one for you. Have every person who RSVPs bring a friend, right? So you invite them, they say, "I can come." Then you're going to pick up the phone and call them and say, "Thank you so much for supporting this event. I love that you're doing this. Here's the other thing. You know what? Who is someone you know that I should know? I'm looking to expand my growth and meet great people. Bring a friend." Okay? So all means all. We're going to keep going. Any questions on invitations? I believe that you should keep phone numbers, especially mobile, email, physical address are the top 3 things I want. Jody, that is a bigger question than today's format. I like it though. All right, we're going to keep going. Hey, Mandy, will you please make a note to print out the questions box for me? Right? All the questions. All right, we're going to keep going. For the sake of time, right? I told you I'd be done in 90 minutes. Is that what you had planned? Because that's what it's going to take. All right, we're going to go. Now, we have this yearly appreciation plan. We have a plan for everybody that we know, right? Their only point of reference is you, right? Now, what we've discovered is that there are people who will give you 0 referrals in your database no matter what, okay? And then there are people in your database who give you like 5 referrals a year or 9 referrals a year, right? What we need to do is we need to keep our best referral sources, our best referral sources. You may want to write that down. We need to keep our best referral sources, our best referral sources. The way we do that is with a yearly ambassador program. This is, honestly, these are my favorite people in the world. This is called the Top Yap. Now, the Top Yap, who am I going to invite? You're going to invite the top people you know, right? It might be 5 people. It might be 10 people. It might be 100, right? Now, here's what it looks like. Yep, 4 squigglies. But let me get this up here and then let me talk through it so that you don't have conniptions thinking there's all these events you got to plan. Okay. Now, you have one event, but you're going to do the same event 4 times. Got it? So you're going to have an event, but you're going to do it 4 times. What's different? Now, if you're Fisher, right? Janet Fisher, is that your name? I have to go back and check. If you have a small database, or I'm sorry, a small group of top people, then you will meet with the same people 4 times, right? In small groups, right? Less than 25. These are less than 25 people. You really hope to be around 12 to 16, to be totally honest with you. Now, you can spend a little bit more on these people. You can have a little bit more fun. You can play dress up a little bit more. You can buy a little bit more food or a bit nicer food. You can buy nicer gifts, right? So here's the thing. Same program, invite, confirm, event, follow-up. And then the thing that I want you to remember, so let's say I have 100 top people, right? I'm going to invite the first 25 of them to this event, right? I'm going to invite the second 25 to this event. I'm going to invite the third 25 to this event and the fourth 25 to this event. So that gets me my 100. But listen, I don't want to confuse anybody, but there's people on here who have smaller databases, right? They don't have a top 100 or whatever it may be. They have 25. Well, in that case, you're going to invite that 25 to this event, that same 25 to this event, that same 25 to this event, and that same 25 to this event. But I also want you to know something, is that if you have the smaller database, the bring a friend strategy is the winning clue, right? You can double your strong people by saying to your top 20, and 12 of them are going to attend, and you say to the 12, here's the deal. I'm willing to buy the food for 24, or I'm willing to, what I'd really love to do is make this a great networking event. And here's the thing, bring a friend. Who's someone else that would love to network with these high-minded people, and you just say, bring a friend, right? Now, this is the business plan for the top people in your database, because your inner circle deserves more than just the all yap events. Your inner circle, your top people deserve more, right? And if we're going to have a yearly plan, we better break it down into a 52-week plan, right? Look at that. See the green for the spring or the week 12 event? You've got the blue for the summer event or the week 24 event. You've got the orangish for the fall event, and then you've got the red for the winter event, right? For the week 48 event. See it? Right? I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit better. There you go. It looks eerily the same in the fact that we're going to use multi-modes of communication to invite. Remember, the power is in the invitation, right? So Jesse has a question. He says, I think I missed that. Do we invite the same people to all events or divide them depending on size of data? You divide them depending on the size of your database. Now, this is also the size of your top people. Now, for what we've seen is that we have people who have 25 top people, right? So you can invite the same 25 to all 4 events. Now, you're looking to grow that, right? Now, if you invite 25, 12 are going to say yes. Well, guess what? The other 13 are going to be on your full court press list for the next one, right? Karan Martin, if you're having trouble with the audio, just log off, log back on. Just so you know, I am on fiber, right, for my internet. So it is full speed, right? All right, we're going to keep going. Now, if I have 100, then I'm going to break it up, right? I'm going to break it up. I want to touch all of them throughout the year. Also, right, the beauty of this plan, remember, ladies and gentlemen, the power of the 7L system or the Mayer method of these events is that if you have a really good person who attends this one, like Jeff, I'm thinking of this guy, Jeff, right? Jeff goes to the first event and he's a rock star. You're doing a survey, right? Like a board of advisors, and you do a survey on customer service. And he comes up with these, I mean, he's just a raving fan of yours. He's an ambassador and he's got these great thoughts and ideas. Can you invite him to the next one? Yes. It's your business. These are your events, right? All right. To summarize, the Top Yap are 4 small events. They are private and exclusive. Private and exclusive. They are for your top people only. This is not to be shared on Facebook. This is intimate, right? You can do the same event with different people if you want, right? So you could do a board of advisors with the same survey and the same agenda, all 4 events, and invite different people to it. Now, the All Yap is 3 events. It's unlimited attendance, unlimited invitations, right? It's a very public. You want everybody taking pictures. You want to encourage social media, right? You want to have photogenic spots at your event, right? You want something for them to take a picture with, right? A fire, a hay bale, a pumpkin, a Santa, an Easter bunny, whatever it may be, right? Then, who's invited? Everyone. These are different events to the same people, which is everyone, right? So is that a good summary? That help? All right. We're going to keep going. All right. Now, how do we partner with sponsors? Well, definitely partner with sponsors. I truly believe that the best things in life are strategic partners, right? Now, your partners, right? And I want you to not limit yourself. If you're a realtor, don't limit yourself to lender and title. And don't limit yourself to lender, title, warranty, inspector, and contractor, right? Listen, how many people want your endorsement to your clientele? Everybody, right? How many people want consumers as their, so think of restaurants, stores, massage therapists, right? Chiropractors, doctors, dentists. They spend all this money in marketing and get nothing. And yet here's an opportunity for them to partner with you and get a live endorsement from you for their business. So guess what? They can pay for the food. That has to be done, right? I mean, it's like, that's an easy yes. Invites, they can help with the invitations. If you have a small database, have them invite their friends, right? They can also help with the invites as far as the cost of creating them and sending them out. Charity, right? They can help with the charity. They can help set up with the charity. They can help pick the charity. They can help manage with the charity, right? They can help set up and get the stuff from the charity, right? Which we'll talk about in a second. And all of your sponsors need to provide door prizes. Why is that? That's your opportunity to brag on the sponsors. Don't have an event without a sponsor partner. So here's an example, right? So I'm having this event and let's say I'm gonna have I Love You Latte, right? Which is basically you camping out at a coffee shop for an hour or two, and you're just gonna buy everybody coffee. And you're gonna invite everybody you know to this Starbucks or to this coffee shop between these 2 hours. Is everybody gonna show up? Nope. Hardly any of them are gonna show up, but who cares, right? You offered. Here's the thing, is you're gonna say, hey, listen, I think this, you're talking, now I'm gonna call a lender and say, hey, listen, Mortgage Pro, here's what I'm doing. I'm having a coffee event where I'm going to invite everybody I know. Some are clients, some aren't, some are consumers, some are agents from out of town, right? And I just want you to know that I'm thinking that it's going to come out around 500 or so. Would you mind splitting that with me? Would you mind doing a $250 gift card to Starbucks? Right? Yes or no? right? And the answer is yes, right? And then you talk to the title company and say, hey, listen, I'm doing this event. Here's the thing. Could you do 250 towards the coffee, right? Towards coffee and stuff like that, right? Good. Now you have the event and it ends up $180. It's okay, right? You either pass the savings on to the sponsors or you don't. And the bottom line is that you've got it all covered, right? You could even hire an event coordinator at this point. All right. Now, they can also pay for food or coffee or utensils or venue. In some cases, you will have a venue cost. It'll be $200 to reserve a room. Get a room sponsor, right? Now, door prize, right? So we would like you to provide a door prize. That makes sense, right? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to have a door prize entry form where people enter to win the door prizes, but they also fill out different blanks, right? Some of those blanks are to refer you, right? They refer you on the door prize entry form. Now, you're going to put all the door prizes in a bowl or whatever it is. Before you give away the door prize of your sponsor, you are going to brag and endorse on your sponsor. If you cannot brag or endorse your sponsor, don't take them on as a sponsor. But if you can brag and endorse them gladly, then do so and then do the drawing. What is your endorsement to these people that you have just delivered a ton of value to? What is that endorsement worth? Right? Thousands, right? So don't have an event without a sponsor. Have every sponsor contribute a door prize and always partner with a charity or a nonprofit. Partner with a charity or nonprofit. Did you hear that? I yelled it that time. It's even at the top of the slide. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, people will work with you and refer you simply because you partner with a nonprofit. They will be attracted to your generosity. How much does it cost you? I want to give you an example, right? So you do an I Love You Latte event, and you're going to be at a coffee shop from 4 to 6 p.m., and you're going to do coffee or whatever. If they want to come in for a water or a green tea or whatever it is, right? And you're going to pay for it. Here's the other thing. All they have to do is bring a blanket, right? Bring a blanket for the homeless. We are going to give the blanket to a homeless organization for kids. We're going to give it to also the pet rescue center. So some of the blankets will go to warm pets and some of the blankets will go to warming homeless teens and younger, right? So all you got to do is bring a blanket. So bring a blanket, come down to Starbucks between 4 and 6 next Thursday. We'd love to see you there, right? And on all your invitations, bring a blanket for the homeless and the rescues, right? How much does it cost you to put that sentence everywhere? I really want to know. What's your answer? Right? Zero. It costs you nothing. But who wins? Who wins? Right? It costs you nothing and yields you everything. First of all, who wins, right? You win, right? Because you're charitable and you're seen as being generous. How many blankets did you bring? Right? Like maybe not even one, maybe one, right? But here's the thing. You have 200 blankets that came in. So the charity wins, but also the pets win and the homeless kids win. So it's a win-win-win. But there are people who literally will choose to work with you and use your real estate or lending services or your real estate company or your mortgage company because you were charitable. And you know who gets this at the highest level? Are the affluent. The luxury market, they're the ones who will work with you because of your generosity before anybody else, because they have a generosity streak themselves. That's all I can say about that based on time. But please just understand the power of this. Don't have an event without a charity or nonprofit. In some cases, your entire event could be charity based. It could be nonprofit based. And then remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. There are 5 groups of people that we're going to follow up, right? There's going to be the referrals. and we're going to contact the referral source. We're then going to contact the referral, and then we're going to get back to and update the referral source. Any attendees, we're going to say thank you. And, you know, how'd you like it? How did it go? Did you like it? What could we do better? What should we do in the future? And then what about those people who didn't RSVP but should have, right? It's like, you know what? Jeff didn't send us back any response to all of these invitations that I did. Didn't return my calls, didn't return my text messages. Something's up, right? So you need to follow up with that group of people. Now, we also need to follow up with the people who didn't show up, right? Hey, we missed you. And then everyone, right? Everyone, we need to, hey, we missed you. Do you mind if we include you and invite you to future events? Yes or no? Most people will say yes. If they say no, take them off. It's that easy, really. All right. Some 10 best practices. Make sure you partner with sponsors. Invite your favorite charity and give. Stick to the budget. Send more invitations than you have spaces. The key is in the invitation. Hire a photographer or have somebody you know take photos and get videos. Take photos, get videos. 6 through 10. Subtle marketing. Don't make these events about marketing. If you make it about you, they will be a complete collapse. Think memorable. There is nothing more remarkable than an event when it comes to your database. Do all the touches. Give out gifts. People love gifts. Prizes, prizes, prizes. Remember the door prizes and remember the door prize entry forms. People like you who do this, right, get referrals. 39 referrals and 10 me's. Me's are people who say, I want to buy, sell, or invest. 50 pieces of business. 16 pieces of business. Ladies and gentlemen, 148 referrals in one event. One event, 148 referrals in one of the most competitive markets in the world. That day, she got 2 new buyers and 1 new seller. That day, the day of the event. Right, so the number one reason to contact your database is an invitation to an event. Don't have an event without a sponsor. Every sponsor provides a door prize. Don't have an event without partnering with a charity or nonprofit. Take blank and get blank. Take photos, get videos of everything. The blank is in the blank. The money is in the bank. Nope. The fortune is in the follow-up. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, questions? Yes. No, you will not get my presentation. Paper. I love it. Email invites. Both. Both, Masha. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to tell you how I can help you some more. How would you like my help in doing an event? Like your next event. How would you like me to hold your hand for 7 weeks so that you can do your next event and get a lot of referrals? Would you like that? I'm going to do this and we're going to have some fun with it. Right? So here's how I can help you. It's called Event Mastery Class. It's written and produced by myself. And listen to this. I'm teaching this one live. Do we have an online class? Sure. Right? But I'm going to teach this live. And it starts April 29th, people. It's not like you have to wait a ton of time to get referrals. It is a early week, late week class structure. Basically, it's Monday and Friday. You will get coached on events so that you can stay along, follow along in class, do the simple steps, and you will get referrals. What we're going to cover how to organize your database, how to launch an event plan, how to maximize your event week, how to leverage sponsors and charities. We're going to help you pick the correct event, right? How to do your market prep, and then how to execute, and then how to get referrals. We're going to show you the exact Mayor Method system on maximizing referrals. Ladies and gentlemen, this starts April 29th. It'll be every Monday, except for Memorial Day week. It'll be on Tuesday that week, and then on Friday. So this is over 4,000 in value. So here's what this looks like, right? So 7 weeks of event mastery coaching calls with Q&A sessions. The value of this class is over $2,000. People pay me $10,000 for 2 hours, let alone 7 weeks. Unlimited support. access to a private Facebook group. Also, we're going to get you the Event Mastery Action Guide. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get the whole thing for $297, right? But wait, there's more, right? You've heard that before. Go to eventmasteryclass.com to sign up, right? So here's the deal. You're going to get all of this. You're going to get invitation mastery, call mastery, confirmation mastery, event mastery, referral mastery, follow-up mastery. You get it all in Event Mastery class. Now, here's the thing. I only have 31 seats, and there's almost 500 of you on here. I have 31 seats available, and I'm not joking because it's live. I'm going to be heavily involved with you and with doing this. So we have capped the attendance at 101, and we have 70 people who have already signed up. Here's the thing. They didn't even see this webinar. They signed up just from us saying, hey, we're having this event mastery class, right? So we have 31 spots and there's 501 on there, right? So make it happen. Now, here's the thing. The people who signed up before don't even know that they're getting these bonuses. That's what I love about this. But for you, you're getting a private one-on-one coaching call with a certified referral trainer who is an expert in events, right? You're also going to get our free bonus. You're going to get both 52-week YAP plans so that that's right. You're going to get them so you can print them out, put them up in your office, laminate them, put them next to your desk and execute on a weekly basis, or have someone. You can even leverage this to someone else. So you are maximizing your database for some of you for the first time in your career, right? Also, listen, wouldn't it be great to hear from others who have implemented this MARE method of events and gotten like 148 referrals, or how one agent sold $1 billion in real estate from his database? Wouldn't that be cool, right? It's motivational, it's informative, you get little ahas. I got this from Howard Brinton, right? I totally did. He taught me that part. So we have so many testimonials. I mean, I don't even, listen, I'm going to skip through this because we have a ton of these. But the bottom line is listen, it's a no-brainer in my, I mean, here's the deal. After a 2.5 week weather delay, could you imagine having like your event scheduled and then all of a sudden, like it can't happen for 2.5 weeks? And then you have your event and you have, you have 43 attend. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 referrals at the event, right? Mitch Noon got 10 referrals at his very first event ever. Now, what an event, right? The event was a huge success. The people absolutely loved the event. Now, remember, I have a $500 gift I'm going to give you here in about 5 minutes, so hang tight. Now, I learned a lot of ways I can step it up next time, but it's all about taking out referral count and charity donations. 23 referrals, ladies and gentlemen. 23 referrals. That's pretty good for one event. All right, so what do you get? Right? So you get Event Mastery, 7 weeks of live coaching with me. Value $19.97 or more. Event Mastery Action Guide, which is awesome. It's over 50 pages, and we have spent 2 years putting that together. We have a private Facebook group for just the Event Mastery people. We have a private one-on-one call with a certified referral coach. You've got yearly appreciation plans. That's right, both 52-week plans for your database. We will give that to you. Also, the referral master interview with Cynthia Bear on how to get 148 referrals. She tells you piece by piece, step by step, how she got 148 referrals. Hint, hint, Event Mastery class. How one agent did $1 billion in database biz. The total value is over $4,000. And for you, it's just $297, right? So tell me who's in. Who's already gotten it, right? Who's got it, right? Patty Luca, yes, you're already in. You're in. Sharon Brown, you're in. RJ Christopher, welcome back. I love you. Masha's in. Masha, how do you type so fast? Yeah, Enrique's already in. He loves that. Kristen's in. Angie's in. Patty's in. Carolyn's in. Evan's in. Angela is in. Lori, oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, Lori Saucier, I love you. 1 second. There you go. Lori's like, what was the domain again? Dork. And I am a dork. Trust me. If dorks can do it, anybody can do it. Jamie Ezerski. My God, this is going to be the greatest class ever. Tara just logged in, missed the whole webinar. What? Come on, right? Brenda Conyon is in. Corey Rose, you got to sign up for this one. You don't get the Event Mastery Action Guide unless you sign up for this one. Sorry, brother. I love you, but because it all goes hand in hand, right? Sorry. And listen, you know what you paid last time. This one's only $297, right? There's people who have paid $2,000 to be in this class, ladies and gentlemen. Lynn Newton's in. David Hoshaw's in and says, I can't wait for the first day. April 29th. It's like 2 weeks away. I love it. Oh, Carlene Cherry's in? Listen, if Carlene's in, you should all be in. If Masha Halpern, how long have you been in real estate? Masha, how long have you been in real estate? And how many transactions have you done in your 20 plus years? How many transactions? Yeah. So Masha has done over 800 transactions in 26 years, right? Patrick O'Sullivan, had you been signed up before, Patrick? Jen Doak just got in. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Sean just told me that when you go to Event Master, a lot of people are hitting this at the same time. So when you go there and hit submit, hang tight. Don't hit submit twice. By the way, if you hit submit twice and it charges $297 twice, we will refund you the other ticket unless you want to give that to someone, right? Yes. Okay, good. Okay. I love it. Ryan Oliverson, where are you out of? Patrick, what did you sign up for? I remember your name. I mean, your name's Patrick O'Sullivan, right? I'm Irish too, so how can you forget Patrick O'Sullivan? Ryan, that's right. Ryan, you're out of Madison, Wisconsin. Are you a realtor in Madison? Yeah, love it. You're gonna rock this. This is perfect timing for you. You guys finally thawed out a little bit, and your market's on fire. You know, Pam Lamb is in and excited. I'm in. Let's see. Rika, that is a question for Mandy at referco.com. Is there a Nashville agent on here? Do we have a Nashville agent? Barbara Drake, are you about to give a referral? Do you have a referral for Nashville? So Barbara, do me a favor and email events, EVENTS at referco, referco.com, and we will get that. Hey, by the way, I have a gift for all of you, so don't leave, right? It's a $497 gift, right? So Barbara, yeah, events at referco.com. We will connect you. We have several catalysts in Nashville. Barbara, where are you from? Gilbert, Arizona. I have to tell you, I love Arizona. Janet Chase, no, this is not included in Catalyst. I love you. However, this is above and beyond Catalyst, right? So this will help you maximize Catalyst to literally the nth level. You will not need any more, right? Any more training. Event Mastery works hand in hand with Catalyst. Thank you, Janet. $297. Like literally, we have people who have paid almost $2,000 more than that in the class. And by the way, don't be going and bragging that you got this for $297. This is special. Remember, this was free bonus webinar. You were invited by someone else. You were referred to this webinar. So guess what? You're referred. That's why we give it to you at a slightly less price, is because somebody else paid full price and told you about it. So guess what? You were referred. We reward referrals. I will be traveling on April 29th. Will it be recorded? Oh my God, Scarlett, I totally forgot to tell you about that. Yes. So the sessions are on Mondays, except for the Tuesday after Memorial Day Monday. And they are recorded. So you get to watch it on Monday and then get the recording the next day so you can review it, right? Here's the thing, they are recorded, but don't count on that. We might mess up. The recording may not work, right? So guess what? You would have just missed it, and you do not want to miss a session. Ladies and gentlemen, I have poured everything in my fiber and being into this class. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Masha. All right. I promised you a gift. I want to give you a gift, right? And by the way, this offer ends today. I mean, like, you're either going to take action on this or you're not. We're going to take this site down at the end of the day today, and we will be done, right? And by the way, I don't know where we are on the 31. We got to be getting close based on who told me they're in, right? So here's the deal. And oh, you might think, well, I'll take it next time. We do not have a next time scheduled, ladies and gentlemen. It takes so much energy and so much time for me. I'm the CEO of Referco. We have clients that are in the Fortune 1000, Fortune 500. We have solo agents who are brand new in the business, right? Or solo lenders who are brand new to mortgages. But the thing is that this takes so much time, energy, effort out of me that we don't know if we're going to offer it again. We almost have to, because it's that awesome. The results have been that awesome, right? I asked my attorney, can I literally guarantee they will get a referral at the end of this? Because I truly believe you will get a referral at the end of this. Now, can I guarantee that? He said no, right? But the thing is you run this, you do your event, you're going to get a referral. I mean, period. Right? You're going to, right? If not, then talk to me, right? We'll figure out what happened. Who's in? Who's in? Anybody in? Who's in? Brenda, you're going to love it. You're going to own that town, right? I loved it. Jody Satko's in the house. Dude, if Jody's in, everybody should in. And that's Jody, Jodi, Satko, Satko. Refer her. Love it. Christina Oshak is in. Evan Richardson. Oh, come on now. He says I'm always in. Come on. Stephen Meyer, how many weeks? 7 weeks. Now you might think, oh, that's 7 weeks. No, it's you can take it from the convenience of your home, right, or office. So it's 7 weeks. It's a webinar, solid hour and a half webinar on Monday. 12:30 starts at 12:30 Eastern, and then you'll have a 12:30 office hours on Fridays, right? Now the office hours, you show up 15 minutes, you report in, hey, I got my stuff done, and you can leave, but you won't want to leave. Nobody ever left, right? Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. Rick, what would you tell someone who's considering event mastery class, right? Oh gosh, dang it. I need to scroll. Yolanda Columbus is in. I love it. Yolanda, is that your real last name, Columbus? I mean, is that like, are you part of the Christopher Columbus line? Because that would be cool. You married Christopher Columbus? Santa Maria, I married Christopher Columbus. Okay, you did not marry Christopher Columbus. Yeah, just do it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. All right. So we're going to keep going. Doop. All right. Sean, you need to be ready to take the site down because I think we're at 30. All right. Here's the thing. You wanted the yaps. I'm going to give you the yaps. I actually am slightly afraid of giving you the yaps because it's like, what are you going to do with them? You know what I mean? So, A, they're copyrighted. They're trademarked, just so you know, first of all. I worked my butt off on these, right? Don't take my 40 plus years of work and claim it as your own or share it as like you know it all, right? Okay, I love you, but please respect, right? You're going to get a copy of both the All Yap and the Top Yap, typically a $4.97 value, and there's some extra material in there. All you have to do is send a text message to 470-428-7777. That's 470-428-7777. And just type the message YAPS, Y-A-P-S, YAPS. When you type YAPS, Lisa will make sure that you get both of those plans for your database. And now you will have a battle plan for 2019 and 2020 for your database and beyond. Here's the thing, right? Win the war, enjoy the battle, right? You need to win the war. If you get second, then you get nothing. So what you want to do is you want to win the war, but you also want to enjoy the battle. Like, the thing about doing events is that it's so much fun, right? To hang out, there's a lot of energy to it. Now, I'm an introvert, right? I would prefer not to hang out with people by nature, but I have a system that's based on an event-based business. You know what I mean? Why is that? Because it 10x's your referrals. You are one event away from a referral. So get it done, right? Make an event happen. You got to make it happen. And ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you. If you want me to speak in your town or a town near you, let me know, right? I am on fire with speaking right now. I've already spoken about 50 times this year, and I'm looking to speak another 150 times this year. So if you're interested in booking me, let events@referco.com or Mandy, M-A-N-D-Y, at Mandy@referco.com know, and we will book something in your city. Ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one. Thanks for staying. You finished what you start, right? You made it. The number is 470-428-70. Whoa, I just dropped. I told you there'd be tech. All right. 1 second. I dropped my headset. Are you there? Uh-oh. Are you there? Oh, thank you. That was crazy. I told you, right? So, the number 470-428-7777. And you want to type the message YAPS, Y-A-P-S. Thanks for the people telling me that you can hear me. The referrals podcast is awesome. What is the event email again for you to come speak? It is events, E-V-E-N-T-S, at Referco, R-E-F-E-R-C-O.com, R-E-F-E-R-C-O.com. Hey, that's a slick system that you've got for the YAPS. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for telling me that. Ladies and gentlemen, go build your army of ambassadors. Build this army of people. It can start small. It can grow big. But these strong, really powerful ambassadors who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are the best. I will see most of you in Event Mastery class coming up in 2 weeks. Have a wonderful day. Remember, this offer ends today and we only have a few spots open. If you have somebody that needs to take this that you're thinking of, a colleague in the office, a coworker, a broker, a lender, somebody that should go through this with you. If you want to find a sponsor really easily, have them take Event Mastery class with you because they'll know and understand the power of what you are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great one. Eventmasteryclass.com. Event Mastery, events are the solution. The number one biggest mistake people are making is they're not doing enough events or they're doing their events wrong. Talk to you soon. You're the best.